Hey guys, what's up? Today I wanted to look at the USAMTS Year 31 Round 1 Question number 2 problem. The reason I wanted to look at it was because this is a tough question. Let me restate it. This is a tough test. This is a tough competition. You have 1 month to solve it, and this can be ranging from middle schoolers all the way to high schoolers. Many of those high schoolers, they probably are avid math contenders and will have probably taken linear algebra. Now, if you, let's say, haven't taken linear algebra, you'd probably be stumped on many of the problems. Because some of those solutions that they give you, they use linear algebra. And it's a easy way. It also makes absolutely no sense. So I wanted to see if there was an easier way to solve problems that everybody could understand. So I looked on it. Algebra 2 is a class which probably most of you guys could have taken. And if not, just search up logarithms and you'll get it. Now, I just told you what we're going to work with. Logarithms. We have 3 exponential equations. Let me read the problem. Let x, y, and z be real numbers greater than 1. Prove that if x to the y is equal to y to the z is equal to z to x, then x is equal to y is equal to z. Exponential equations, we can translate that into logarithms. And then there are so many useful logarithm properties, we could probably get the answer. So let's try it. Alright? So if we start at x to the y is equal to y to z, we would get something kind of like this. Log of base of x, y to z is equal to y. Alright? But since, like I said, the main reason I like logarithms is because they have so many properties. This time we're going to use one of its properties, the exponential property. Since this is z to a power, we can bring the z all the way here. So what we are doing is z times log x to y is equal to y. Now, you could just bring this back into normal exponential function equation and solve, but I don't want to. Not yet. Because we have something fascinating right here. See this z right here? If this was just a z, we could divide both sides and we would get something much easier. See what I'm thinking? We have y here, so why can't this just become a z? We gotta look at the rest. We got log. Let's look at the second and third equation. This equation and this equation. Log of base of y to z to x is just equal to z. Boom. There's our z, and it's in a completely different equation. And how are we going to bring it here? Well, let's read the problem again. See how it says that x to the y is equal to this, right? That's what we use here. And that this equations are equal. See? That means we can just call these two logarithms equal. This is log 1, this is log 2. We can set them equal because they are already equal. They have the equal sign. So we can just set, instead of having z times log of x to y is equal to y, let's have it equal to z. Because they are already equal. Now, if you guys can't think this, if we're setting these two equations equal to, we can also say that y is just equal, okay. It's gonna be my last time I make an error of y and x. Okay, it's gonna be my last time. Y is gonna be equal to z. right? Y is equal to Z. Now we can just do the same thing and get X, right? But if you're in USAMTS and most other competitions, they're not going to award full point for this. I mean, it's nice, but it's not. It's lacking. It's lacking mathematical precise. So let's continue on. Setting these equations equal. Just gonna X this out, and let's use a different color. We have a bunch of colors. C is equal to this equation. We'll move it right here. C times log the X to the Y. Divide both sides by the Z. Get rid of that. We get log of X to the Y is equal to 1. Creating that, we have X to 1 is equal to Y, which means X is equal to Y. Okay? So we have, yeah, we got it. Now we can just do the same thing with the other two equations to get Y is equal to Z. And we already have Y is equal to Z right here, and X is equal to Y. If you're using this, or if you're not, it's really easy now, just showing the other way. I just don't want to because it's time consuming and I'm pretty bad at drawing. Sorry. We can just very easily show that log, that Y times, I'm just gonna do it, we're gonna have log, let's look at this one. Log, yeah, we'll just take this one. Remember, we can use this property and move it here, which allows us to move the X here. Keep the Z. We want this to be equal to X, and we can't have this equal to X because doing these two equations, Z to the X, if we just switch the equation, we would get X as the equivalent. So we're going to have it as X. I know. That is the second very important thing to look at. All of this stuff we didn't even have to do. We didn't have to set two equations equal to each other. If we just look at this box only, this equation, this is one way to get it, and without the X. So without the X, instead there was a Z. Yeah, Z. And here's another way to get it. Remember, this would give us log of base Z to the YZ power is equal to X. You can just bring the Z over here. Obviously, this is going to be times, just so you guys know. Get rid of this. Okay. So, sorry. I'm going to make our bases in green. Because, poor handwriting. What is here right now? Oh yeah, Z, and what is this going to be? Y? Yeah, Y. These are the two same equations. There's just a different way of looking at it. We can set this equal to this, we can set this equal to this, but most importantly, we can set these two equations equal. Okay? So, in that case, this would basically work. So, there you have it. This is another way of looking at this pretty impressive problem. It looks tough, and it might not even look tough to you, but there's a bunch of ways to look at it. We just solve this problem with logarithms in so many different ideas. We looked at this, right? And we looked at this problem on this huge bunch. This shows that math can be simple and easy to understand. In this problem, There's a bunch of ways. I want you to see if you can try your own way. Don't use logarithms and don't use proof by contradiction, which is what the actual solution is. See if you can find your own. Because this problem, and not just this problem, all problems should be attempted differently by each and every person. Because then we get a full appreciation of math. Well, guys, thank you. Start doing some USAMTS. Even if it sounds tough, you probably will get brilliant solutions.